Right, hello. Welcome to Liverpool versus Chelsea in the Super Cup. Had a few technical difficulties at the start there. Apologies about that. We're about to kick off. Sorry about that. Something about the resolution was wrong, so I've just had to change that quick. Right, here we go. We're a minute away from kick-off. I'm going to quickly go through both starting 11s very quickly. So we're going to start with Liverpool, Champions League winners. This is how they got to this competition. They've got substitute keeper Adrian in goal due to Alisson's injury that he got against Norwich. Gomez at right back, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson, Milner, Fabinho, Henderson, Chamberlain back in this lineup. His first start after 16 months out when he got injured against Roma in the Champions League semi-final. Salah up front and Mane on the left. And then for Chelsea, we've got Kepa Arrizabalaga, Azpilicueta, Kurt Zouma, Christensen, Emerson, Kovacic, Kante, Jorginho, Pulisic, Giroud, who's the top goal scorer in the Europa League last season, and Pedro on the left. We're literally just about, and we've just kicked off now. Just kicked the ball. Milner kicking off for Liverpool. Liverpool kicking right to left, and left to right, sorry, and Chelsea right to left. Lampard has stuck faithful with Kurt Zouma at centre-back alongside Christensen, despite his poor performance on Sunday at Old Trafford, where Chelsea did lose their first competitive game with Lampard 4-0 against United. Goals from Rashford, Martial, Daniel, James, as well as Giroud just concedes a free kick right on the halfway line against Van Dijk. We are literally 42 seconds in, and Liverpool have started high up on the pitch with possession of the ball. Yes, Chamberlain playing today in the right wing, it is said to be, with Salah and Mane, but I think, and it looks like how they've set up here, Liverpool, they might be playing a 4-4-2 formation of some sort, but I'm not quite sure, because Salah is definitely playing on the right hand side, as Joe Gomez tries to play a ball into Henderson on the right hand side, intercepted by Zouma, who will then play it back to Christensen, who will then play it to Kepa Arrizabalaga, plays it to the halfway line where Giroud can chest it down. That's out wide to Pulisic now. Kovacic. Emerson, left back, pulled right out wide. Plays down the line for Christian Pulisic, who has to chase down. Matip wins it with a side tackle, and it is a throw-in for Chelsea near the final third of Liverpool's. They've just slowed the game down a little bit. Poor pass from the Liverpool player, but good tackle, strong tackle from Matip, who needed to get that right, or Pulisic was in behind. As Chelsea tried to regain possession, but Jorginho decided to just clear the ball out for a Liverpool throw-in, taking no chances. Lampard's first European game as Chelsea manager, or as a manager in general. Obviously did not play any European games as Derby manager. Experienced a lot of Champions League games as a player. Obviously with Chelsea. Chelsea bought him from West Ham as a youngster, and now he manages the team he was at for 13 years, as Kante collects the ball on the chest just on the halfway line, switches out wide right for Pedro, just on the halfway line again, just plays it back to Christensen. Chelsea playing a lot deeper line than what Liverpool do when they have the ball, and even without the ball they're pushing up to the halfway line, forcing Chelsea right back to play it against Chamberlain, who then obviously deflects for a throw-in. Again, just playing it back just to Kepa, just in goal. Plays it to Zuma. Zuma just in his own area. Back to Arrizabalaga. He then plays it to Christensen just on the edge of the penalty area. Switches out wide right to Azpilicueta. Tries to play it long. Intercepted by Van Dijk. Fabinho wins the header into Mane. Mane dispossessed, but Azpilicueta quick ball into Pedro. Into Giroud. Tries to play 1-2. Handball from Van Dijk. Trying to stop the pass. Don't think it's quite intentional. But under the new UEFA handball rules, accidental or not, handballs will be given. So that wasn't quite. He didn't quite mean it, Van Dijk. But it's a quick free kick here into Pulisic in the box. Has to muscle against Matip, who can get it out with a pass from Henderson. Cameras quickly switched to a Chelsea chance, where Pulisic was in behind. Henderson and Matip deal with it, who plays it out wide long to the right hand side, where Chelsea can deal with it with Christensen, who plays it back to Kepa, who can clear the ball in his own 6-yard box. But Van Dijk very demanding, finds that ball from the poor kick from Kepa, but Chelsea regain possession. Kovacic, surrounded by 4 Chelsea players, and releases the ball well. It's into Kante from a flick from Giroud. Tries to play it into Pulisic, who became central, but Van Dijk again dealing with the pressure. Again, Liverpool just reset with Milner sort of in between the 2 centre backs of Matip and Van Dijk. Here's Gomez, great ball into Henderson on the right hand side now. Plays a cross into Mane, overhead kick. Deflects off a Chelsea man and out for a corner. Just, I would say, around 15 yards out. A ball was crossed in. And Mane tried the theatrical overhead kick. Got good contact on it. Strikes the arm of Christensen. I'll be interested if... I'm surprised handball wasn't given. But again, that was the natural silhouette where the arms are next to their body. So that will not be given at all. But Salah with the outswinger into the box near Van Dijk, headed away from a Chelsea man. Edge of the box now. Go back out wide left into Salah, who can put another cross in. Just chips it into the back stick where Matip is. Wins the header into the arms of Kepa, who will just slow the game down and just sit on the ball for just a few seconds. Everyone can regain their position on the pitch, but positive from Liverpool. Good cross, that confidence there from Mane to attempt that. It did strike the arm of Christensen, but his arm was in a natural position right against his body. But yeah, I've seen them given in certain games as well. Handball in these different tournaments, like the Premier League, Champions League, they've all got different opinions on or representation of handball and where it is given. That time obviously it wasn't given, as it's Joe Gomez on the right hand side, bursts into the Chelsea half, quick pass into Salah, who can keep possession, and play it to Fabinho, who's just guarding the front of Liverpool's defence, plays it into Van Dijk, switches it back over to Henderson, sort of in a right back role. But here's Gomez, who's sort of higher up on the pitch. Henderson makes the run, not found. Emerson with a good tackle up to the halfway line, where Gomez can just retreat possession to Matip, who will then play all the way back to substitute keeper Adrian, who gets his first start in a Chelsea shirt. I mean, in a Liverpool shirt. Guarantee you, he did not expect that when he signed only a week ago. As Henderson finds a switch over to the left for Salah. Fantastic ball, fantastic control. Mo Salah tries to play it in the middle, but falls to Chamberlain instead on the right hand side. Dispossessed. Kante dispossesses Milner as well. Goes past Fabinho. Plays it to the left of him to Pulisic. Then to Kovacic. Signed him on a permanent from Real Madrid after his loan spell last season. £40 million. A fantastic switch there from Henderson from the right hand side of the pitch all the way to the left. Great control by Salah as well. Couldn't quite find the run of Mane. Nil trickle to Chamberlain, but intercepted by Emerson. Obviously, if to be in this competition or in this final, you have to win the Champions League or the Europa League. Obviously, Liverpool won the Champions League against Tottenham in the final 2-0. Very similar shots. We both had Tottenham had 16 shots, Liverpool had 14. Tottenham bossed possession with 65%, with Liverpool only gathering 35, and that shows with Tottenham having 510 passes compared to Liverpool's 272 passes in the game. But 2 chances Liverpool got were taken by obviously Salah with a penalty, after the controversial penalty that Sissoko conceded, and Divock Origi's finish with the left foot, who is obviously not playing this game on the bench. Which on the left hand side here with Robertson on the halfway line, plays it back. Van Dijk, not quite, just halfway in between Liverpool's half, plays it out wide right to Milner. Salah, first time passing to Henderson on this right hand side. Salah can't keep the ball, plays it against Pulisic. and then he's a throw-in for Liverpool. Milner tripped by Jorginho, foul given. No real complaints there. 40 yards out on a diagonal angle on the right hand side. Salah keeps switching from the left hand side and the right hand side, obviously giving the Chelsea defence a few questions of who's playing where. I think Chamberlain and Salah and Mane in that front three just keep changing position, as it is the free kick for Liverpool. Salah will take, it's knocked into the box, cleared away. Van Dijk now in the box, tries to keep the ball, deflects over to Fabinho, left-footed shot. I think that was right into Kepa's hands. Not sure if that was a cross or a shot, but it was fizzed right into Kepa, who did handle it well. Interesting corner technique. Milner just laid it off for Salah, allowed him to dribble 5-10 yards, and then dinked the cross in. Well dealt with by Chelsea in the end. Obviously, this game is played in Turkey with Besiktas, but it's a poor ball from Kepa from his goal to Milner into Salah, trying to cut on that left foot from the right hand side, tries to curl it into that left corner, can't quite do it as it comes to Henderson. Poor switch of the pass and just finds Pedro, who dribbles out with the ball, just coming over to his left hand side where Pulisic is. Quick pass into Kovacic. Emerson's free and he finds him. Going to try and get into the Liverpool half, which they do. And they do nice triangles, great play. Emerson, poor touch, falls to Matip, but his interception falls to Jorginho. Kante will burst forward. Pass one, pass two, tries to play it out wide right to, I think, an on-running Pedro, but just falls to Adrian with a poor pass. Here we go, it's just Robertson. Not been used much in the game as of yet. Plays into Matip, 10 minutes played, still 0-0. Mo Salah, poor touch, and to go all the way to Giroud, who's the only one up there, finds a nice switched pass into Pedro, lovely ball, crossing onto his left foot, tries to shot, bends it to the far post, just wide. Adrian had that covered and allowed it to go past the post. Fantastic interception and pass from Giroud. Pedro cutting in on that left foot, tried it, nowhere near. Adrian had it covered. Intercepted again by Chelsea, but headed towards Milner, who's in that left back position now. He tries to clear it forward to Azpilicueta, who heads it all the way to Van Dijk, who has to clear it with a hook on the right foot to Giroud with pressure, but falls for a Chelsea throw-in. Very even game so far. Obviously not both of their strong lineups, still missing a few players. Chelsea, example, Willian, Hudson-Odoi, Loftus-Cheek, all injured. And Rudiger, their main centre-back, who they obviously haven't got as of yet from injury. Emerson tries to play ball into Pulisic, keeps possession of the ball very well on this left hand side, has a sprint race against Mo Salah, who's covered at right back, plays it all the way to Adrian, and well defended by Salah. You don't see much of that from him defending, but he did it this time as it's a long ball won by Mane, played over to the left hand side where Robertson was, played to Milner, then to Van Dijk, back to Milner, just on the halfway line, and then they enter the Chelsea half on this left hand side. Robertson spreading the pitch as much as possible, great ball into Chamberlain, who keeps the ball with pressure from Pedro. Just plays it back on the halfway line where Milner can switch it to Gomez, obviously not playing centre back today. Trent Alexander-Arnold not selected for the starting 11 for this game, as it's Joel Matip. Switch ball into Salah, who can find the overlap in Jordan Henderson. Can he get to the ball first? Yes, he can. Puts a great cross in, headed in the 6-yard box from Christensen. That was going right on Mane's right foot, but was cleared for a corner. Great work from Henderson to get the cross in. Very teasing cross, was a head away from Christensen, just on the 6-yard box. And Mane was licking his lips for his first goal in the game. Corner, what will it be? Will it be an in-swinger or an out-swinger? We'll have to see. That's currently zoomed on Christensen's face. But it will be a Milner out-swinger. He'll look for that penalty spot area where Van Dijk scored his header against Norwich. He's put into the box, an out-swinger. Headed by Mane into the ground. Hits the top of the goal. And it's out for a goal kick. A lot of pace on the cross from Milner. Just headed into the ground, onto the roof of the net. No problem for Kepa. and he can let it go for a goal kick. Again, Pedro came close with that strike he had that he tried to curl into that bottom left corner. Didn't quite come off for him, but that was quite unfortunate for him. 14 minutes in, still 0-0. Very tight game. Liverpool have had the more possession, but again, Chelsea have been showing signs of what they can do on the counter-attack. Obviously, Zuma will look to redeem himself after that poor performance against United, where he gave away that penalty to give United their first goal with a Rashford penalty. We've just got a goal kick here with Kepa, still hasn't taken it. Obviously, defenders can be in the box for goal kicks now, which will help teams play it out from the back, like City. But it's Van Dijk versus Giroud aerial battle. Van Dijk wins it, and Matip clears up the leftovers, and then Fabinho heads it, tries to head it forward, but Christensen can win the ball. Nearly messes up there with the pass back to Kepa, but just got it out of his feet in time. It's Fabinho right on the halfway line. He's going to look for the right hand side, and he finds Gomez, who's just inside the Liverpool half, not quite in as much as ever attacking position as he has been in this game. It's a great switch from Van Dijk, tries to find Milner on the left hand side, can't quite keep it in, and rolls for a goal kick. Female ref for the first time in a European game, and I also didn't know this, but there is a female linesman on the right hand side of Liverpool's attack. Chelsea's defensive left hand side. Not quite sure on the opposite side as of yet, as there hasn't been many chances on the Chelsea right. Over that one from Pedro cutting in on the right to have a shot on his left, which just went wide. Kepa finally takes the goal kick again, and then again another aerial battle. Van Dijk v Giroud. Giroud wins this one, but only can head it to Matip, but he heads it to Kante, who loses possession of Mane on the halfway line. Finds Chamberlain. Great switch over to Salah on the right hand side. Emerson can't catch him. It's Salah with a left foot toe poke. Great save from Kepa. It's a great attempt from Salah. Got away from his man. Tried to shoot to the far left hand side. Kepa read it well and saved as Fabinho plays it back to Van Dijk on that halfway line. Just going to look for the switch to the left hand side, but it goes to Milner instead. Matip plays it out wide right to Henderson. Great ball right on the right hand side. Puts a great low ball in where Christensen deals with it against Mane, and Jorginho can clear further as he finds a great ball into Pedro on the right hand side, and he plays a great through ball into Giroud. Not the quickest, so may have to hold up against Matip. Giroud gets a shot away, drags wide at the right hand side. Very good play from Chelsea. Well dealt with the cross by Christensen and Mane. Then Jorginho found a delicious pass into Pedro, who then played a great time through ball into Giroud. If he was a bit quicker, he may have been able to get a better angle on that, but shot and he was dragged well wide. As Liverpool lose the ball with Milner here, it's Pulisic just outside the box, tries to place it, and he does play it to Pedro on the right hand side. Slows it down, then gets the cross in. Adriano is able to punch it, and he's cleared by Robertson, who tried to play a intricate pass to Henderson, which didn't work, but did fall to Salah, who was ready to gain the ball. With Fabinho now. Dummy from Chamberlain, tries to find Mane, not quick enough. Azpilicueta plays it all the way back to Kepa, and we reset. Shaky goalkeeping from Adrian there, could have caught it, decided to punch. Robertson had to clear. Good signs though here from Chelsea. You just think if they played like this against United, they may have had a chance, a bit more aggressive, like they did in the first half an hour, to be fair, against United. But maybe with a finisher like Giroud, they might be able to score, despite Tammy Abraham hitting the post on Sunday. Fabinho tries to switch it to Salah, halfway in between Chelsea's half, and he just goes out for a throw-in, and Salah isn't quite quick enough for that. But it was just an outside of the foot attempt from Salah, not quite the toe peck. And he tries to go to the bottom left, but kept with a strong right hand to stop Liverpool taking the lead. Obviously, fans weren't happy with the location of the Europa League finals in Baku's national stadium. A long journey for Arsenal and Chelsea fans, and the view wasn't even that good. They were miles away from the pitch. Must have been devastating for Arsenal, despite not even winning the game. But obviously for Chelsea, that was Sarri's last game as manager. led them to third in the table, League Cup final, Europa League winners, and obviously Eden Hazard's last game as well, as he would go to Real Madrid for around £89 million, something along those lines. Obviously Hazard scored 2 that game, he scored 2 in 7 minutes, scored from the penalty spot as well, in typical Hazard style. As Van Dijk's just got the ball deep inside the Liverpool half, going to bring it out and plays it to Matip. Make sure you subscribe for future commentaries. Not quite sure when the next one is, but that'll be posted on my Instagram, which is, you can see on the screen right now, at football.commentaries_. Very, very thankful if you follow that. As it's Kovacic, plays it into Jorginho. Tries to play over the top through ball to Giroud, who can't quite bring it down on the left foot, and will let it trickle to Adrian. Giroud looking like giving Chelsea a lot more options than what Tammy Abraham did in the United game. As it's Joe Gomez on the halfway line. As just plays it back to Matip. Liverpool playing a bit deeper than they did against Norwich. Understandable, different opposition. A bit more quality in Chelsea's side compared to Norwich. But Norwich did hold their own, to be fair, in that second half with a goal. Apologies for the noise in the background there. This is Joel Matip, first time pass back to Van Dijk. As Liverpool just playing it around there, 2 centre backs with Milner sort of being used as an anchor. As he is now, and he plays first time pass in Henderson. Poorly timed pass, and Emerson can intercept Kovacic, who will go into the central of the pitch and find a great through ball into Pedro in behind. He gets into the box. Robertson with pace, it intercepts the ball off him and just knocks it out for a throw in the corner on the left hand side. It's a fantastic pass from Kovacic though. Pedro couldn't quite outpace his rival on that right hand side, Robertson. But it's a quick throw in. Emerson right in the corner here. Plays it against Gomez. Can't win the corner he wanted to. Gomez then hits it off Emerson and wins the goal kick. I think that's what Emerson was trying to do, but obviously reverse the roles. It was a fantastic pass from Kovacic. Finds it right between the gap of Robertson and Van Dijk. But Robertson with a fantastic recovery on Pedro, because that looked like a goal as he entered the penalty area. Mane on the left hand side holds up very well. Finds Fabinho now. Turns his man. Then dispossessed by the second charging man. It's Pulisic. Oh, Pedro was free on the right hand side, but it's a fantastic tackle from Matip to close down that counter attack. As Salah gets the ball from Gomez. Has to outmuscle Emerson and does it with ease and plays a pass into Gomez. Fabinho tries to play through ball into Henderson. Again, closed down by 2 Chelsea players and loses the ball. Giroud, Kante out wide left to Kovacic. He's got Pulisic wider left if he wants to use him, and he does. It's 1v1 against Matip on this left hand side. Players come over to cover him. He has to play back to Kovacic. Right footed player on the right hand side. Has to play it inside to Pedro. Giroud 1-2 with Pedro. And he finds the ball. He's inside the box on the left hand side. He can shoot. He does shoot across goal. Hits the bar. I think it's a save from Adrian, who put it onto the crossbar. And what a chance for Chelsea. Pedro played a 1-2 with Giroud. So it just bounced off Giroud's foot. Matip couldn't intercept. Pedro was on the left hand side. Had the left footed shot. Smashes the crossbar. Lampard will be very happy with the start, but he does kick the water bottle as he saw Pedro's chance thrashed against the crossbar. I don't think there was a save involved from Adrian in the end, but Chelsea that have had one of the better chances. That was alongside the Salah chance that he had a few minutes ago, around 5 minutes ago, I'd say. As Aspilicueta's got a throw in here on the right hand side. 23 minutes played. Liverpool 0, Chelsea 0 in the Super Cup final. Tries to play a pass to Kante. Milner intercepts on this right hand side of Chelsea's. He plays a throw in into Giroud. First time passing to Aspilicueta on this right hand side. We know he can find crosses, Aspilicueta, as he did assist Morata many times last season whilst he was at the club and the season before. Again, Aspilicueta on this right hand side finds Pedro. Pedro on the left hand side chips a ball into Giroud, wins the header against Matip, comes to Emerson in the edge of the box, heads it back to Jorginho. First time pass, trying to find the run of Emerson in the box. Gomez hooks away, Pulisic wins the header to Giroud. Goes for the overhead kick. Similar to Mane, just inside the penalty area. He goes for that overhead kick, just like Mane, with the left boot. Quite far wide, but you can't blame him for the attempt. It was Matip and Van Dijk just stood there and let Giroud have that attempt. It just sliced off his foot, left boot, and went wide. But Chelsea definitely being the more dominant team in this last, I'd say 5-10 minutes, definitely showing that they can win this game if they can keep the pressure going. Like they had a fantastic start against Chelsea, but they couldn't quite maintain their energy levels. It's just Robertson on this left hand side into Van Dijk. Plays it all the way back to Adrian, who they signed on a free from West Ham. He was released by West Ham, and as backup, as they sold Mignolet to Club Brugge for £6 million, they bought in Adrian, who I don't think they quite expected to be needed as quick as he has. But it is said Alisson is injured for 4 to 8 weeks, but we don't know how true that is. It could be a lot shorter, but it was a muscle injury whilst taking a goal kick. As the Adrian does clear the ball here from a pass back from Van Dijk. Chelsea win the header to Kante. Van Dijk wins the ball back. He plays it into Giroud, who's in behind, who was offside, and they played advantage. But it would have been definitely flagged. All of the officials in this game are women, both linesmen and referee, or lineswomen, should I say? I do apologise for that. But for Van Dijk, again looking a bit shaky against Giroud. Giroud winning a few of the aerial duels. But again, Giroud was in behind there from a Kante interception, well offside, would have been given if Giroud decided to put the ball in the net. But Adrian made a quite good save actually, despite him being offside, as Matip puts a diagonal ball into Mane. But Aspilicueta covers, heads it all the way back to Arrizabalaga, who will roll it to Kurt Zouma inside the penalty area of Chelsea's. Plays it long to Giroud. Can he win the aerial battle against Matip? Can't quite win it as he's pushed off the ball, and Gomez will retreat possession as Giroud is complaining for a push in the back. I don't think there's quite enough contact for a free kick, so rightly no foul given. Robertson. Milner tries to play it down the line to Chamberlain. Finds him, but wasn't quick enough to get on the ball first, and Aspilicueta puts a toe in, or Christensen puts a toe in, and gives a Liverpool throw in. Thrown back to Robertson, into Van Dijk again. Again, like I said, playing a deeper line than they did on Friday in their 4-1 win against Norwich. Matip with a poor pass across to Van Dijk. Van Dijk hesitated with the ball and let Kante have it. He plays a ball across to Pedro, who plays it wide left to Pulisic on the left hand side. Tries to shoot on his left foot, plays it across goal from the left hand side. It's a very teasing ball from Pulisic, but just gets played across and no one can get on the end of it, and it's gone for a Liverpool goal kick. Very promising signs from Pulisic on the left hand side against Joe Gomez. Decided to put a ball right across goal on his left foot, who obviously came over on the left hand side. I just dragged it across. Pedro and Giroud were looking for the pullbacks, but didn't get that in the end and just slashed it across goal. Definitely was a cross. Gomez tries to play down the line to Mane, who's now on the right hand side. Plays it back to Gomez to try to push out of the Liverpool half here. Liverpool can't quite do it as of yet. Van Dijk, Robertson will now play it into the Chelsea half, where Chelsea backline just pushes forward again. It looks like the tables are turning, but it looks like Salah plays a great left-footed pass into Mane, but greatly intercepted by Kovacic on this left-hand side, who tries to dribble past one, can't quite do that. Gomez finds a left-footed pass into Chamberlain, tries to find a flick to Milner, but intercepted. But Gomez intercepts it in the middle of the park. Don't know why he's playing in a central role, but Milner puts a cross into Zouma, heads it away in the box, controlled by Kovacic. Poor decision as it falls to Salah on the right side. First time ball into Henderson all the way to the back stick, where Aspilicueta will head for a corner. Could have left that for a goal kick. Don't think the communication was quite on point. 0-0 Liverpool-Chelsea, 28th minute corner here. I think Salah will take this and it'll be an outswinger. But it could be an in-swinger because they do like to change it around. Liverpool keeps the opposition guessing, so it looks like it'll be a Milner in-swinger. Close game so far. No real team on top. Both had 15 minutes in the first 28 minutes, I'd say, of possession. Milner in swinger. Kepa comes for it. Van Dijk wins the header, but it's over the bar. Close start for Chelsea. Kepa decides to come try and punch the ball. Again, aims for Van Dijk just on the edge of the 6-yard box. Heads it over the bar. But again, 3 Chelsea players, including the keeper, on Van Dijk, and still couldn't beat him to the ball aerially. That's how much of a threat he is, the £75 million man. As it will be a goal kick to Chelsea with Kepa. He play it to his left to Kurt Zouma, who again, defenders can be in the box from goal kicks. They try and play it out, but Gomez with a strong tackle, and Mane can win the flick on. It's to Chamberlain. Milner tries to play it out wide right to Mane, wins the header. Emerson, who can play it to Pulisic, who tries to get past Gomez, can't, but he falls to Kovacic, plays it back to Jorginho. Back out wide to Kovacic, who tries to flick it over Henderson's head, can't quite do that, and then Henderson plays it to Fabinho, who will then play it back all the way to Van Dijk, where they can reset and players can get back in position. Just keeps the ball, plays it back out wide right to Matip. He plays it to Chamberlain on the right hand side to Henderson. Kurt Zouma wins it, hits it out for, I think it's going to be a Liverpool corner. As you can see, all the players, even the midfielders, have not got a set position. They keep, changing position. So Mane goes from left wing and then goes to right wing, and then Salah will go up front, then Chamberlain will go on the left, and they'll just keep changing roles. Same with the midfield. Henderson will go on the left, then the right. Milner will go on the right, and then Chelsea don't know which players to pick up. It'll be an outswinger from Milner on the Liverpool's attacking right hand side. Puts a ball in, he'll float in the air and finds Mane at the back stick, completely free from about 12 yards out. It's a header, and Arrizabalaga will save with ease, but it just comes off Matip's arm actually when headed towards goal. Obviously that took a lot of the pace off the ball of Mane's head. Still continue again, just hit the half an hour, still 0-0. As Arrizabalaga has to clear with two Liverpool players closing down very fiercely. As it's Kovacic to the left back, Emerson, who's decided to join the final third of Chelsea's attack. Jorginho play it out wide to Kovacic far left, who will then go back inside to Pedro, back to Kovacic, slowing down the game a little bit as Salah tries to close down, who then he plays it back to Christensen, who spent some loan time 2 seasons ago at Borussia Mönchengladbach, or 3 seasons ago should I say, and they just restart, play it all the way back to Arrizabalaga. Both centre-backs split, and they will look to find another way through Liverpool, as it's a great right-hand-sided switch to Azpilicueta. Tries to play into Kante, who tries to flick it on, can't quite do that, but retains possession. It's a nice 1-2 with Pedro, who gets the ball after a Pedro flick, puts the ball through Milner's legs, very cheeky from Kante, and Jorginho could try and play a pass through to Giroud, who would have been in, but it's a great interception from Matip. As Henderson, ball's bouncing around, he just flicks on with his left foot, but only finds Kurt Zouma. Emerson on the left hand side, sort of just coming in a little bit, trying to cut onto his right hand side, but he finds Pulisic, who will cut onto his right hand side, and will play into Jorginho, who will play back out wide left to Kovacic, tries to play through ball into Pulisic, takes a touch. Matip will see it out for a goal kick. No, he won't. He'll actually keep the ball in play, despite shielding it. He'll let the ball stay in play as Kurt Zouma wins the header very bravely with a Mane foot in his face. Comes to Pedro on the left hand side, plays a great intricate ball into Kovacic, tries to round the keeper. It's a fantastic save from Adrian, as Kovacic tried to round him to go round his left hand side, right, but was big and strong and saved it. Jorginho plays it back to Christensen. This is Chelsea pressure that Liverpool will need to handle if possible, as they drop back. At the minute, Chamberlain's on the left, Mane is up front, and Salah is on the right hand side. Azpilicueta on the right hand side just finds it into the Liverpool half. Azpilicueta, Pedro finds the overlapping Kante against Van Dijk. Can he find the cross? Gets on the ground to Pulisic in the box. Great following from Gomez, who blocks the Pulisic shot as Chelsea regain possession with a throw-in. Great cross from Azpilicueta on the ground. Pulisic couldn't quite get there in front of Gomez. Azpilicueta tries to play it back, intercepted by Chamberlain, which gets another corner on this far right hand side, halfway in between the Chelsea half. Aspilicueta, again, just intercepted by Milner. Repeated throw-ins here. Just sort of stuck on this right-hand side. Aspilicueta, Kante, far right, has to take on 2 men. Can't quite do so as Robertson gets the ball, but it falls all the way to Pedro after it's intercepted. No foul, says the ref after a trip on Pedro, who keeps the ball and finds a fantastic switch to Emerson, who's closed down by Salah. Play it back to Kovacic, just possession play from Chelsea, looking to find that hole in the Liverpool defence that Norwich found, that also Chelsea found in this game as well, with that Kovacic pass into Pedro. Kante switched it to the left hand side to Emerson, brought it down well, he's against Henderson, puts it across goal. Again, just too much on it from Emerson, and it'll go out for a Liverpool goal kick. Emerson on Henderson there, allowed him to get the cross in. But again, as we can see, there is holes to be found in this Liverpool defence, as they found one with that Pedro pass then into Kovacic. Great weighted ball, perfect. Just tried to go around him on the right, both hands on the ball from Adrian. Great confident keeping in the Liverpool shirt. But he'll go out for a Chelsea corner. It actually took a deflection off Henderson. It's an outswinger. It will find Mane's head, who can head clear defensively. Not normally what he's quite doing for Chelsea, for Liverpool. But Christensen stays up, tries to win the flick on from the corner that went, the cross that went back in, but couldn't quite direct it to a Chelsea player. Adrian tried to play a quick goal, well, not a goal kick, but a kick out of his hands. Tried to find Salah, but found no one in the end, and that meant Chelsea could retreat possession very easily. 53% possession for Liverpool, 47% possession for Chelsea. As it's a ball here, no offsides, says the linesman, Emerson. Kovacic, as it is actually is offside, the linesman went back on a decision and decided to give an offside and a free kick. 35 minutes in, Liverpool 0, Chelsea 0. It's a ball into Milner, can't quite win it against Kante, who will come out with the ball after a pass from Jorginho. Out strengthens Mane, finds Pulisic. Pulisic on this right hand side now will run at the defence. He found a great ball across to Giroud, who's in the box. He can finish it, and he does. It's a left footed finish, slotted into the bottom right corner from Giroud. And what a goal from Chelsea! And they have split the Liverpool defence right open. Adrian concedes. Giroud continued where he left off in the Europa League, as he was the top goal scorer with 11 goals, as I mentioned before. And Chelsea, against all odds, are 1-0 up. It's a fantastic goal. Kante battling for that ball. That is why he was missed so much in that United game. He was just there, just battling for every ball. He got the ball here, out-strengthened Mane, played it into Pulisic. Pulisic sort of came in onto his right foot, then played a diagonal pass through to Giroud, through the gap of Matip and Van Dijk, just on an angle, easy for Giroud, on his left foot, perfect pass for his left foot, for a left-footed finish, and just side foots it past Adrian into the bottom right corner. No offside, I don't think so. He didn't look offside from that replay. And Chelsea, the Europa League winners, take the lead. That is what Chelsea need on Saturday. Prolific finisher, and they've brought in Giroud, and he has done just that. 36 minutes played, just about to hit the 37th minute, and it is Liverpool 0, Chelsea 1. And again, I said if they can find a gap in the Liverpool defence like Norwich have, like City did in the Community Shield, they will score a goal, and they've done just that. And they regain the ball again. Pedro tries to play through ball into Giroud, flicked on, no offside, says the ref, but it's in the air as Milner will win the header. Mane brought down by Jorginho, no foul, says the referee. It's just Aspilicueta in the right back position, plays it all the way back to Kepa, where they will reset Chelsea. Kepa just plays it long, again looking for Giroud like they always do, against Van Dijk, doesn't win it, brought down by Van Dijk. He stays down Giroud. Will Chelsea continue? Plays it into Emerson, into Kovacic, who will backheel it out after Giroud went down injured. Looks like he'll be getting up. Just went against Van Dijk, who sort of like elbowed him in the back of the neck, trying to sort of lean into his back, but I don't think anything was intentional about that. It's a great finish from Giroud on the left foot. It could not have been set up more perfectly by Pulisic for a left-footed finish. Slotted it past Adrian. Nothing he could do about it. Went across goal as Adrian tried to cover his near post and just slotted in beautifully by Giroud, who did score a header in the 49th minute against Arsenal in the Europa League final to open the scoring, and just picking up where he left off. Obviously, he played instead of Tammy Abraham for this game, but obviously Chelsea have played Liverpool in Champions League fixtures before. They played in the group stage once, actually, interestingly. They were in the same group in the 2005-06 season, where both games, home and away, in the group were 0-0. Because after winning the Champions League, Liverpool, but they didn't qualify for the Premier League, so they were in the Champions League but had no protection from the Premier League. So if any games clashed or with Premier League's fixtures, there was nothing they could do about it, as they had no protection from the Premier League, as they qualified through winning the Champions League and not finishing in the top four of the Premier League. So I thought that was interesting. Two English clubs in the same Champions League group. As Pulisic is in behind, gets into the box, 1v1 versus Matip, gets onto his right foot, shoots across goal, and what a goal from Pulisic! And it's Chelsea 2, Liverpool 0. But it looks like it's going to be disallowed for an offside. No goal in the end. It was a fantastic finish from Pulisic, who gained the ball on the left-hand side, came in onto his right foot, went past Matip, and then slotted it across goal. Again, Adrian couldn't do anything, and he was, in fact, offside. But he just got the ball, went past Matip, just inside the area, cut back, had a shot on the left corner, in the bottom left corner. Beautifully finished into the bottom left. But yes, it was offside. With 5 minutes to go till the 45th minute, it is Liverpool 0, Chelsea 1. Was offside. The first ball played to Pulisic to get him in behind was offside. Obviously, from then he finished very well on that right foot, cut in from the left hand side onto his right foot. Very, very skilled finish. Didn't play it like to the far post where they would normally curl it in. Went across the goal instead, reversed it and slotted into the bottom left, but unfortunately he was offside. But dangerous for Liverpool, should be 2-0 down really. As Jorginho picks up the ball in the halfway line, Kante will run at the defence. He'll look for a through ball into Pulisic, which he finds on the right hand side, just on the edge of the box. Looks for a dink over to Kovacic. Oh no, it's Giroud on the far right hand side, has to play it back to Emerson. Plenty of bodies back now for Liverpool. Kovacic, Jorginho, tackled by Mane, who will concede a corner on this Chelsea left-hand side. Chelsea looking the more dominant side in this half altogether. Liverpool had a good first strong 10 minutes, I'd say. But then since then, Chelsea have just been rampant in attack, finding those gaps in behind the Liverpool defence. That'll be a ball here. 42nd minute, in swing from Pulisic, finds a head of Giroud and Azpilicueta, and he'll come to the edge of the box to a Jorginho, who will have a massive slice at the shot, and will go. I think he would have gone out for a throw in there from the shot from Jorginho. Both Giroud and Azpilicueta tried to go for the ball from that corner, and it just came off both heads, came to Jorginho, the edge of the box. He just slashed at it and went out for a throw in. Just on this Liverpool left hand side, Milner plays it against Kante. It's out for a Liverpool throw in, quick throw into Chamberlain, but Kante regains possession on this right hand side. Will look to the left hand side for an option and finds Jorginho, who will then find the left hand side option of Emerson, who will just set it back to Zuma, who had a pretty sound first 43 minutes as Azpilicueta. Into Christensen, goes for a switched pass into Emerson. Great control on the chest as well. Beautiful pass. And then Emerson plays a quick ball into Pulisic. Tries to finish the 1-2, but intercepted, and Gomez can hold off Pulisic as Matip came out with the ball, but was pulled back for an offside. And Liverpool will have the free kick. Gomez looking a bit out of position on that right back area. Obviously used to playing alongside Van Dijk. But it's Henderson. Gomez on this right hand side, just on the halfway line. Back to Henderson. Plays a cross ball to Van Dijk. Minute and a half till half time. Liverpool 0, Chelsea 1. Chelsea did have an offside goal disallowed as Salah brings down a fantastic ball inside the box, goes for the shot across goal, blocked, back out to Salah. Henderson. Gomez. Salah leaves it for Milner. Not sure if that's quite intentional. Across the goal. Mane was there waiting for it, couldn't quite get there in time, and Aspilicueta lets it go, but Robertson will retreat. Fantastic right foot pass into Salah on this left hand side. He's come across 1-2 with Robertson. Touch too heavy, out for a goal kick. Salah again obviously drifting from that right hand side over to the left. I think that front three of Liverpool's have a little bit of freedom with possession. Great back heel though from Salah to find the run of Robertson, but his touch was too heavy, and Christensen could easily see it out for a goal kick. Just 25 seconds left of the first half. Giroud's 36th minute goal separates the sides as Matip wins the ball from the Chelsea goal kick. Kante, Jorginho, who tries to play a first time pass into Pedro, who's in behind the Chelsea defence. Adrian has to come out and clear. Does it convincingly, just gets there, clears down the line, goes out for a Chelsea throw in just inside the Liverpool half. Emerson will take the throw in. How many options? 1 minute added on, 50 seconds of that still to play. Emerson played to Kante. First time ball into Fabinho, the opposition player, but that clearance will find Zuma, who will head it into Jorginho, who will find the right hand side of Aspilicueta, who plays a lofted ball all the way over to Matip, where he can just deal with it, and pushed over by Pulisic, who will concede the foul just inside the pitch. It nearly went out for a goal kick there. Quick free kick taken to Adrian, who will then play it to Robertson, who will play it to Milner. 1-2 completed, then Robertson regains the ball. Chamberlain gets it played into. Poor touch, trodden on. Referee sees that as a foul. There's a 10 second left of the first half. Chamberlain been very quiet in this game, not being able to get on the ball as much as he probably would have liked, as the referee blows for half time. It will finish after 45 minutes. After the first 45 minutes, Liverpool 0, Chelsea 1. Chelsea have definitely been the most dominant side of that first half. Maybe Chelsea was a bit under the cosh in the first 10 minutes with that Salah chance with the outside of their foot shot, which was a great save from Kepa down to his right hand side with the right hand. But convincing signs for Frank Lampard as his side was demolished 4-0 at Old Trafford. But so far, so good for Frank Lampard. It is. Make sure you follow the Instagram on the screen, and make sure you subscribe for future commentaries. I'll be back soon for the second half in around 15 minutes time. Make sure you return, which should be a good second half, as Liverpool are definitely under the cosh. We are back for the second half of the Super Cup. Liverpool versus Chelsea. It is 1-0 to the Europa League winners, Chelsea. One half-time substitution. Chamberlain with his new number 15 comes off. Firmino enters the frame. I'm guessing now there will be no more free roam for Liverpool's front three. I'm just guessing they'll stick with Mane on the left. Firmino down the middle with Salah to the right. As Chelsea will kick off, they'll kick left to right. And Liverpool right to left. As they immediately lose the ball within 7 seconds. Mo Salah now. Again lose the ball with a poor pass. Pulisic will try and see that out, but no. Decides to keep it in play. Fabinho will intercept his pass that he tries to do to Giroud, who was fine after his challenge with Van Dijk. It's just Henderson in his own half. Going to look for that long switch. Slips over. But Firmino flicks it on instead. To Mane, who does get there first. Fake passes it to Robertson. Continue his run. Dispossessed by Pedro. Aspilicueta tries to clear. Slips. But still gets to clear, but always far as Milner. Van Dijk. Can't find the pass to Mane, who was stood way offside. Expected him to maybe be onside. But Mane was slow to get back onside. Chelsea throwing Aspilicueta plays it long to Kante, back heels it only as far as Fabinho. The Liverpool holding midfielder Matip. Out wide right to Gomez, first time pass to Henderson, who play first time pass back to Gomez, fouls from behind, free kick to Liverpool on Jordan Henderson. The Liverpool captain Kovacic concedes the foul. In fact, no disciplinary action will be taken. It's actually Emerson who committed the foul. Don't think it'll be a yellow card, which is quite surprising. It was a strong tackle from behind. That's Salah on the right hand side. Tries to put a ball in the box. Deflected away from Kovacic. Headed back in from Fabinho into Firmino, who plays it across to Mane. It's in the ball. It's in the net. Mane scores in the 47th minute. Referee points to the halfway line to indicate it's a goal. And within 2.5 minutes of the restart, Mane scores. Kepa is not happy. The Chelsea goalkeeper. It's a ball in from Salah, deflected by Kovacic, poked in by Fabinho into Firmino. I think it's just onside. Tries to flick it across to Mane. Does. Mane's first shot is saved by Kepa. Falls back to Mane, who can just put it into an open goal on the left foot from literally 2 yards out. A hint of offside on Firmino's run from that Fabinho poke into the box. Doesn't seem to be offside. If he is offside, it is millimetres. Shows what Firmino can do when on the pitch. The goal is allowed. Chelsea kick off for the second time in a matter of minutes. Lampard will be very disappointed with that after such a dominant first half, and maybe should have scored in 2 or 3 goals. He'll be disappointed that Liverpool have pegged it back within 2 minutes of the restart, with Firmino playing a nice ball into Mane. But here's Pedro, who will get the ball in Chelsea's half, play it into the Liverpool half with Pulisic on the left hand side. Plays it to the overlapping Emerson. Plays it back to Pulisic. Tries to dribble past Firmino, can't quite get his pass away. Gives it a Liverpool throw in. Quick throw in from Salah into Fabinho, who can play a pass over to Mane, who will play it to the on running Robertson. Signed for 8 million from Hull City. Mane into Firmino, turns, lays it off. Fabinho shoots from the edge of the box, just wide of the post on the right hand side. It's a hell of a strike from Fabinho, first time. Firmino's laid it off just about 20 yards out, always slicing past the post. A lot of power on that. Kepa left standing. As within that first half, there was a pitch invader. Wasn't shown on the screen as they try and avoid showing pitch invaders on the pitch. Took at least 5 stewards to get him off, maybe 6. Slides on his knees like he's just scored the winner. As Emerson's in behind here, he's in the box. Challenge from Gomez, dangerous. Plays it across goal to Giroud. Over the bar for a goal kick. They're saying it came off Van Dijk, but Emerson got in behind. Took a not a heavy touch, but a touch big enough to get past the defender. Slid in. You had to be careful there, Gomez. You could have easily given away a penalty, but got away with it in the end, and Liverpool gets away with another big chance. Obviously, the last time Chelsea won the Champions League was against Bayern Munich in 2012, 1-1 after 120 minutes of play with Didier Drogba, equalising in the 118th minute for them to go to penalties and win it. As Sadio Mane is in behind, he plays it across to Henderson just on the edge of the box. First time hit, deflected into the hands of Kepa, who nearly got done by that deflection and nearly was left standing to watch the ball go in, but just extended his arms enough to get both hands on the ball. Good first time shot from Henderson, just deflected off the leg of Emerson. Quite a comfortable save for Kepa in the end. Both sets of fans mixing together, Liverpool and Chelsea. Obviously not the biggest of rivalries, so hopefully there will be no fighting or disruptions with that. Obviously, as I said, last time Chelsea won this was in 2012. Well, not won. They won the Super Cup against, I can't remember who's against now, but I do know that Drogba equalised for them in that Champions League final in 2012 to make it 1-1, and then won the winning penalty in Bayern Munich's backyard as well. Definitely a day that won't be forgotten, like their semi-final second leg to get to the final against Barcelona, where Fernando Torres scored that last-minute goal to secure their Champions League final place. So Aspilicueta chasing down Milner on this right-hand side, gets his body across Milner, concedes a throw-in though due to his tackle. Aspilicueta just tying his lace. And then we'll take the throw-in. Pedro controls it into Kante, tries to play back into Aspilicueta. Poor pass, but was being dragged down at the same time, with no foul given for that. Ball recollected. Kante goes through the legs of Fabinho, tries to get past Henderson, wins the ball, says the referee. Robertson can play a switch into Salah, who will let it run and keep it in. He's against Emerson. He played ball in the middle to Henderson, who'll flick it behind him, trying to find Firmino, but Jorginho will intercept in the box of Chelsea and will get on the counter-attack with Pulisic on the left-hand side. Play back to Kovacic, burst of energy into Kante, tries to finish the 1-2, but again, pressured Kante and he loses the ball. Firmino goes deep for the ball, wins it running at the defence, goes to the Salah on the left, back inside to Firmino, but just goes past him and goes out for a goal kick. Questions of offside on Salah when Firmino played that ball. Onside, Aspilicueta played him on. Rightfully so, then Firmino was onside for the reverse pass from Salah, but couldn't quite get there. Chelsea goal kick cleared to Fabinho, but we will only head it back to a Chelsea man. Kovacic tries playing over the top for a ball to Pedro. Too much on it for him to catch, especially Robertson right behind him. Who is Robertson on the ball now? To Fabinho, out wide right to Salah. Liverpool looking a lot more confident with Firmino on the pitch, who they tried to find with that through ball from Salah, but Christian saw it through to the keeper, Kepa. Christensen. Kepa. Kovacic into Zuma. Pulisic tries to finish the 1-2 with Emerson, but it goes off a Chelsea man, a Liverpool man, sorry, for a throw-in. 55 minutes played, Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. A few Besiktas fans have attended the stadium for the game, as it is obviously their home ground. Quick play from Chelsea, not quick enough. Liverpool are on it. Henderson on the right hand side tries to play ball into Salah. Zuma intercepts, out for a Liverpool throw-in. Van Dijk into Fabinho, just resetting, playing it to the back of each other. This is Matip, Fabinho, Matip. Not as much pressure or intensity for Chelsea. Obviously don't want to get too tired, as it's a ball switched from Adrian, chance by Mane. He let it go for Robertson. Again, don't know if that was intentional from Mane. Which is Van Dijk. Plays back out left to Milner, who's in this left back role, as Robertson pushes forward a little more. Has to play back to Fabinho, into Milner. You have to go all the way back to Adrian. Good pressing here from Chelsea. Not quite intense pressure, but pressure enough that's forcing them all the way back. As Emerson goes for an aerial battle with Gomez and wins it, but can concede a throw-in for Liverpool to take. Gomez, Henderson from the throw-in. Milner. Left-footed pass into Van Dijk. Back into Milner, who plays a long switch into the left channel of Liverpool to Robertson, who will control it very well. Will run at the Chelsea players into Firmino, who will for the return pass, can't find it, so we'll go back to Fabinho. Milner, who's pushed forward from alongside the two Liverpool centre backs. It's now Salah, who'll cut onto his left foot and play a ball into Milner. Milner pokes it back into Salah, who will try and find Milner again. Intercepted from Kante. Such an important player for Chelsea, as Pedro tries to close down Van Dijk and makes him look silly, nearly making him fall over Van Dijk there as he just dribbles past Pedro with ease. Matip will look for again that switch to the left hand side where Firmino is this time, maybe a bit more roaming for the front three, as Firmino is on the left hand side, plays it into Robertson, who can't quite retreat the ball, which is a bit behind him, and Kante will take it away. Jorginho, Pulisic play it all the way back to Kepa, who will switch it out wide left to Emerson, closed down by Gomez, won't lose the ball though, as Jorginho switch out wide right to Azpilicueta, the Chelsea club captain now, as Gary Cahill did leave in the summer, who was their club captain despite not playing as many games. He has obviously joined Crystal Palace with Roy Hodgson, as it's Pedro. Into Kovacic. Try and dribble past Milner, does it. Looks for that right footed switch to Giroud, which he doesn't find, but he finds Jorginho, who plays it to Emerson. Tries to put a cross in, hits the head of Gomez, and will go all the way out for a Chelsea corner, where the Chelsea fans are supported on Chelsea's left. Chelsea's defensive right. I don't know if he'll be an in-swinger or an out-swinger, as they did not have many corners in the first half. I think it'll be an in-swinger. It will. It's an in-swinger towards the back post where no one is, and it will hold all the way out for a goal kick. No pressure at all from that Pulisic corner. But Giroud's form in Europe for, I think, Chelsea, 13 games he's played and he's scored 12, obviously including this game. Unbelievable. Start there for Giroud. That's what you want from your goal scorer, as it's Emerson on the left hand side. He's taken Marcos Alonso's left back role after not playing many games last season. Christensen tries to play a switch over to Giroud, chests it down. Pulisic, offside given on Giroud, and play will be stopped on the edge of the Liverpool box, just on the right hand side of Liverpool's defensive line. I think the ball was aimed at Pulisic, who was onside, I think, but Giroud decided to chest down and concede the free kick. It's Van Dijk. Goes long over the top through ball to Mane. Mane versus Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta will win. Come out with the ball, line it past Robertson into Pedro. Great defending from Azpilicueta, who finds his man of Pedro, who plays it to Kante. Kante tripped by Fabinho, but stays on his feet. Chelsea keep the ball well, who plays it back to Christensen, who will now slow down the play into Jorginho. Playing over the top through ball into Giroud. He's onside, it looks like. Shoots on the right foot. Van Dijk blocks, but he is given as offside. Obviously, in the Champions League, they have to wait. See if anything happens. Just in case they score and it is offside, or if they score and it's offside, they can always go to VAR. Giroud and Van Dijk annoyed at that decision. That's Giroud. Too slow on the ball, dispossessed by Milner. Firmino tries to take on 3 players, can't do it. Great ball by Jorginho, finds Pulisic, who would think he's onside, tries to play ball in behind to Pedro. Intercepted by Van Dijk, out for a corner, who complains to the linesman as he thinks Pulisic was offside. They concede the corner nonetheless. Van Dijk just can't do much about that, just has to let it go. Except Pulisic will be going over to the same side where the last corner was. 62nd minute. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. 4 corners apiece for the two sides. Where will this next goal come from, if there is one in this game? Pulisic in swinger. Zuma leaps. Van Dijk wins it though, goes over his head. Disappointment from Kurt Zouma, headed away back to Pulisic where the corner was taken. Jorginho into Emerson, all the way back to Kante on the halfway line, who will then switch it out wide right to Azpilicueta. He will go for the switch all the way over to Giroud. Brings it down, no, he can't quite bring it down. Deflects off his knee and goes out for a goal kick, but that he's pulled back for a corner. Did bring it down, but when he brought it down, bounced off his right foot for a goal kick. But a free kick was given anyway for offside. Firmino here, too slow on the ball. Kante wins it. This is what Chelsea needed. Kante in their team on Sunday. Into Pulisic, tries to play 1-2 with Kante. Can't quite win the ball. Kante and Liverpool come out with possession. Salah, Firmino, into Fabinho. Plays it out wide, just to the left. Milner, who will now find the furthest player forward on the left hand side. Robertson, who can't find the overlap in Milner, with Azpilicueta intercepting, and it's somehow a Chelsea throw-in. I'm sure that came off Azpilicueta last, but apparently not. Covers off Robertson. I'm not sure, but Milner is substituted for Gini Wijnaldum, number 5, replacing the number 7. Maybe he can give a bit more energy, a bit more creativity in that midfield 3 of Liverpool, as Azpilicueta lines it to Giroud. Poor back pass finds Firmino into Mane, who tries to find Wijnaldum, brought down straight away. His first action of the game. Kante now retreats possession to Jorginho, a little dink into Giroud with a flick back into Kante. This is all in the Chelsea half. Azpilicueta goes for an over the top through ball to Pedro. Linesman's not flagging anything as of yet, so the play will continue. Pedro pulls it back into Pulisic, blocked by Gomez. Out for a corner. No offside was given for that. as play did continue. But again, Champions League are told that they play on for as long as possible, so they can always go back to VAR. But Pulisic will be doing an outswinger for Liverpool, for Chelsea on this right hand side of Chelsea. Can he find anyone? 25 minutes to go, still 1-1. Ball in, headed away from Robertson, and then Salah will flick it to Mane, pushed over by Jorginho, no foul given. And it is a Chelsea throw-in as it's cleared from Robertson. Disgust from Robertson as he shouts towards the referee as he feels that was the wrong decision. Throw-in not taken as of yet, now it is. Kovacic on this right hand side. Aspilicueta just further forward. It's Pulisic, tries to spin. Keeps the ball as well, but then tackled by Robertson, who will clear only as far as Kovacic. Switches it out wide left to Emerson. Poor pass, goes out for a throw-in. Kills all of Chelsea's momentum. Gomez on the halfway line, take the throw-in. Matip. Van Dijk. Robertson. Matip. Just playing. Keep ball. Obviously, Liverpool got to the final by beating Bayern Munich, Porto and Barcelona on their way in the knockout rounds. Had one of the harder groups as well, with PSG and Napoli. Nearly got knocked out, but thanks to a last minute Alisson save, they stayed in it. Beat Bayern Munich though, 2-1 in aggregate. Beat Porto 6-1 in aggregate, and beat Barcelona obviously 4-3 in aggregate. Very historic game, as Divock Origi did score 2 goals, which included that 4th one from that very clever Trent Alexander-Arnold corner, where he decided to look like he was about to step away from the corner, then did a spin and took it, and very well scored, or well placed from Divock Origi. As Mane tries to get in behind from a through ball, gets a toe poke in the end, but he only goes to Kepa Arrizabalaga's hands. Will throw it out to Jorginho, who has time. Kante plays it back to his captain, Aspilicueta. Fabinho. Henderson. Matip. Takes on Giroud. Plays it out wide left to nobody. Poor pass, got stuck in between Mane and Robertson. Not many chances since that goal from Mane in the 40th minute. Is the 68th minute, is 1-1 in the Super Cup. Van Dijk versus Giroud. Van Dijk wins and plays it back to Adrian. Just inside the 6-yard box. Plays it to Matip, who will run out with the ball surely now. Who's got time? Robertson. Van Dijk. Liverpool dominating possession in the second half. Chelsea haven't had much of the ball. Adrian. Van Dijk. Robertson tries to play down the line, intercepted by Aspilicueta. Will win the header, but only headed to Wijnaldum, who will then play all the way back to Adrian again. Trent Alexander-Arnold obviously missing out tonight, or is on the bench. Not sure if he'll be used, as it's a great ball from Jorginho, trying to play over the top. Matip intercepts with the chest, hooks it away. Firmino wins the ball from that hook away. Salah out wide right to Henderson. Fabinho in the centre of the pitch, plays it out wide right to Gomez. He'll go even further wider, in further across to Henderson, back to Gomez. Good pressure from Pedro, forcing him back to Matip, who will then play it to Van Dijk, who will then find Robertson. Goes for a trademark Robertson cross, easily intercepted by Christensen. as Robertson is dispossessed by Pulisic. But he's given as a Chelsea throw-in. Robertson definitely losing patience here with the referee, giving a few decisions against him. And again, not sure she got that one right as well. I think that might have been a Liverpool throw-in from the interception from Pulisic. Who Aspilicueta throws it to Giroud, who hooks out wide right to Pulisic. Tried to play it inside to Kante, but headed away from Robertson for a Chelsea throw-in. Not being in the Liverpool half much with the ball, so this will be something new for them in this half. Hopefully they'll find a chance. As Aspilicueta plays it into Giroud against Van Dijk, can't win the ball. It's now Salah who can maybe get the afterburners on, can't quite do that as Emerson tackles him just inside the D of the halfway line. Aspilicueta plays an over the top through ball to Pulisic, who will be offside and who does attempt to score again. Puts it wide, so no matter what would have happened, the goal wouldn't have stood as it was offside. Quickly taken from Van Dijk. Robertson. Van Dijk. Into Mane, who's dropped. It looks like he dropped into midfield, and Wijnaldum is playing left wing just for this moment in time. Adrian to Van Dijk. Now Gini Wijnaldum's dropped all the way back into the left back area. Matip, Gomez, Salah. Van Dijk. Robertson. Quick ball into Firmino, finds the run of Robertson again. Left footed ball across the ground. Christensen intercepts. Aspilicueta pokes it away. Kante can bring it out. It's now Pulisic. Aspilicueta back into Pulisic. Tight spaces here. Jorginho into Aspilicueta. Got to try and line it. Comes off Firmino. Chelsea throwing deep inside the Chelsea half near their corner flag, despite playing it so casually around the back. Looks like a substitution will be made for Chelsea. Maybe when the ball next goes out. Looks like Mason Mount will be taking stage, as he did start against United. Didn't have the greatest of games as he worked under Lampard last season while he was at Derby. As it's now Kante. Fantastic switch to the left hand side, where this is Pedro now gets bombs into the Liverpool half. Looking for an option, finds Emerson. Gates Gomez. Support's coming his way as he finds Kovacic just outside the box. Fine, Pulisic, edge of the box, shoots with the right foot, blocked by Van Dijk, falls to Matip, who'll play it out, not convincingly enough, and finds Kante. Kante runs with the ball, tries to find a right foot pass to Kovacic, but isn't quite good enough. In fact, tries to find Giroud. A long ball switched into Salah. Brought down well, but Zuma can read it. But can he get it out for a throw-in? No, he can't. He'll have to concede the corner. It's a double substitution. In fact, Mason Mount is coming on, and Tammy Abraham is coming on. Giroud, who'd had to work very hard for the last 74 minutes, put a great shift in. Obviously scored the goal. He'll be coming off. I think he signalled to the bench that he wanted to come off as well. Just not injured, just I think his tank had just ran out because he's had to do a lot of running today up front against Van Dijk and Matip. Mason Mount will be coming on, and Christian Pulisic, the man who got the assist for the goal, will be coming off for Mason Mount. No full game yet for Pulisic as they concede a corner. Henderson will send an outswinger in for corner, but it falls to Wijnaldum on the penalty spot, who then lays off for Salah. Shot! Great save across goal. Good save. Van Dijk hits the rebound. Saved again onto the bar. What a save from Kepa, and Virgil van Dijk has been just a goal has just been taken from him. It's a poor cross, in fact, but he falls to Wijnaldum as Chelsea struggle to clear it. Then it's laid off for Salah, who puts a left foot strike across goal. Kepa saves it very well down to his left. Then it falls to Van Dijk, who then hits it straight at Kepa, who then rebounds it onto the crossbar. And it's another corner. Another in-swinger. Bit of a better one this time with Sadio Mane. Henderson just dinks it in towards Firmino, who heads it on, and Kepa can collect. What a save from Kepa, showing his reactions. First good save from the Salah strike, where he was laid off just about 14 yards away. Good strong right hand. Then it came out again to Van Dijk, who just tried to get anything on it. It's a great left-handed save onto the bar, then onto the post, then cleared away. Unbelievable save. Liverpool coming close to snatching a winner. But as Kepa is closed down by Mane, who slides in, blocks the ball, but nothing will come of it. Unbelievable save from Kepa to stop Van Dijk. From point blank range, from at least 6 yards out, Van Dijk just gets a toe on it. And then he rebounds it onto the crossbar, and then it comes onto the post. Unbelievable save from Kepa, as head in hands for Liverpool fans. Tammy Abraham on the line as well, couldn't quite stop either of the shots, but Kepa with a left hand, bar, post, out front of the corner. Immense pressure here for Chelsea. They just need to get the ball, relax the game, try and get a bit more possession and stop this Chelsea momentum with 14 minutes to go. Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1 in the Super Cup final. Unbelievable save. That is why they paid so much money, and that is why he is the world's most expensive goalkeeper at the minute after they paid his release clause. But it's Kante now who wins the ball from Jorginho, but it's pulled back from the foul on Jorginho where he won possession off Mane. Apparently that was deemed a foul in the referee's eyes. Just went in from behind, just pulled him off the ball. I think it was quite a foul. Just a foul, should I say. Van Dijk, Robertson was an option, but he decided to go against that, play it to Matip. Back to Van Dijk, just in the Liverpool half. Can't quite push out yet. Tries a diagonal switch on the right hand side to Salah. Emerson wins it. Not far enough though from Mason Mount, as it's Salah. Gomez, Fabinho. Goes back to Matip. Charges into space, finds Firmino, tries to flick it on Salah, poor weighted pass, but the interception falls to Matip, who then find Gomez, who will then play back to the halfway line where Van Dijk is stood. Very composed on the ball, has to play it all the way back to Adrian, with Tammy Abraham coming to close down. Gomez wins the header, but Zuma will clear that away, only as far as Van Dijk. Fabinho will bring the ball forward, find a pass into Mane, who can turn. Just on this right hand side, finds Salah. He finds a pass into Mane, tries to backheel it into Salah, great interception for Emerson, but he falls to Henderson. Goes across goal where Azpilicueta has to head away from an on-running Robertson, who could have easily headed that into the back of the net, but it's good defensive covering from Azpilicueta at that back post. As Chelsea can try and bring the ball out of Kante. This is the energy they needed with Kante in the United game. They could have done with his just energy and just pace in that midfield that they didn't have. As that is a poor pass from Kovacic, who tried to find Mason Mount on the left hand side, but just rolls out for a Liverpool throw-in. Here we have Matip now, just on the ball. Tries to play a long ball into Mane, pushed over by Azpilicueta, and the ref gives a foul. It's around 25 yards out, edge of the box. And a yellow card from Azpilicueta. Not sure if that was the right decision from the referee. Telling Mane to telling Azpilicueta to calm down. The captain. It was a ball long from Matip from around just below the halfway line. Just plays just a hopeful ball. Two hands in the back from Azpilicueta. I think that was a foul. Yeah, push in the back. Not sure about the yellow card, but definitely was a free kick for Liverpool. Dangerous area though. Van Dijk's got his hands on the ball. We know how dangerous he is from free kicks when he took them at Celtic. If you want to see some of them, I'd check them out. Unbelievable strikes. But I don't know if Van Dijk will be the one who takes it. Very dangerous. It's quite central to the goal, just mirroring to the left of the penalty spot area, about 25 yards out, just to the left of where the penalty spot would be in line of. Kepa setting up his wall. Wants to get this right because Liverpool have many dangerous set piece players. Salah, Virgil van Dijk. I was just going to say Virgil then. But obviously that's what is on the back of his shirt. Who will be taking this? It'll be Salah. Tries to get it up and over the wall, but it hits the wall, headed over the bar, and it's out for Chelsea. No, for a Liverpool corner. Tammy Abraham, the one who's flicking it over the bar. No real danger with that, and I think Kepa had it covered if it was going on target anyway. It's an outswinger from Salah on Liverpool left hand side, the corner flag. It'll be an outswinger. Who will he aim for? Probably Van Dijk. Goes for the near post. Poor corner. As it's easily cleared by Kovacic. Back out to Salah though, who try and find Robertson. Can't, and can take him run away with the ball on the counter attack. It is a 5v3 though, as Liverpool players storm back. So Chelsea outnumbered. It's Mason Mount on the left hand side. Emerson, who's joined the attack, back to Kante, to Jorginho, pressured by Mane, but they get away with it. Christensen into Jorginho, first time switch of the pass to Azpilicueta, right footed ball, tries to find Tammy Abraham, Pedro gets his foot on it, not intended for him, and that deadens the attack. Azpilicueta can win the ball back, plays Jorginho into Pedro, into space. Plays a fantastic ball into Kante. Don't think he's been given offside. Pull back. Pedro. Shot deflected by Van Dijk. And Gini Wijnaldum can just clear. Good chance that from Chelsea. One of their first ones of proper first chance of the half. Just pulled back. Blocked by Virgil van Dijk. It bounced back off Wijnaldum, who could just get there and clear. As Tammy Abraham's in behind. Plays all the way across goal. Looking for Mason Mount, but it's deflected as it cleared to Pedro. Plays it back to Zuma. Christensen. Azpilicueta. Back to Christensen. Good ball found there. Tammy Abraham was in behind, tried to play it across goal to Mason Mount. Could have shot, but unfortunately decided to play across goal and came to nothing. 18 attempts for Liverpool. Chelsea 11 with 2 on target, and Liverpool had 9 on target, 52% possession for Liverpool, just edging it, as they did have a lot of the ball in this second half, especially the first quarter of this second half, I'd say. 83rd minute, Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. As there's a pass from Jorginho, finding behind Mason Mount, the flag's down, left foot shot, across goal, what a goal, Mason Mount! Scores on the left foot, puts in the bottom right corner, but the flag has ended up going up on Mason Mount. What a goal that would have been. It was a fantastic ball from Jorginho. Played into Mason Mount. Obviously, Champions League lineswomen are told to keep their flag down until the play is ended. He finishes it from about 15 yards out on the angle. Fantastic left-footed driven shot into the bottom right corner. But Mason Mount's goal is disallowed on offside. That's 2 times now. Chelsea have had goals disallowed on offsides. 7 minutes to go, still 1-1. Liverpool get away with another sloppy defensive lack of concentration. Azpilicueta needs to get it out, and he finds Pedro, who loses the ball but then regains it again against Robertson, who then is given the free kick after being pressured so much by Robertson, and another substitution is about to be made. It looks like a defender. It looks like a swap for swap central defender. Christensen will be leaving the field. I'm not sure if that's injury thought, or he's just getting subbed off, but Tomori will be replacing him. Again, was with Frank Lampard at Derby County last year. He was one of the ones who scored an own goal at Stamford Bridge when they played them in the League Cup. Christensen comes off It looks like he may have pulled a muscle of some sort, but I can't quite say that for sure. But I'm not sure why they'd bring on a centre-back for a centre-back in the 85th minute, as a foul is committed by Jordan Henderson and he's booked for it as he pulls down the Chelsea attacker. Emerson playing very well. You can understand why he is starting ahead of Alonso. Very solid defensively and offensively, as he sustains a yellow card for Henderson with him drawing the foul. He's around 35 yards out. Can't quite imagine a shot from this range from Mason Mount. I think he might just dink it in, but it is a high Liverpool line just outside the box. Yeah, they'll dink it into the back post. Aspilicueta can try and head it in. He has to battle against Mane, but Mane wins it. It would have gone out for a Chelsea corner, but Aspilicueta was offside according to the linesman on that right hand side. They try and play a quick free kick with Wijnaldum, and he loses the ball to Tammy Abraham. He puts it past one. Fabinho's legs. Thought he was tripped up at the same time. Referee says no, and Chelsea can have to regain possession as Liverpool are on the break. Mohamed Salah tries to find a through ball to Mane, who slots it past the post. Looks like he may have been offside there. Not sure if the flag went up, but it's a great through ball from Salah. The reverse pass into Mane on his right foot, had to finish it, and he couldn't quite do so. Mane would have been offside on the left leg, tries to play it past Kepa on that right hand side, quite a bit of an angle, and he slots it quite far wide of the post. Still Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1, with a matter of around 3 minutes remaining. Yeah, just 3 and 3/4 minutes remaining. 3.5 now to be precise. Kepa clears the ball from the free kick from the offside, plays over to the right hand side where Robertson will just push him in the back, and it is given as a foul on Pedro. The ball is still moving, so I'll have to retake the free kick once again. Free kick is taken, switched over to the left hand side where Emerson will be stood, has to take on 2 players, gets the cross in, not deflected in the end, and it's given as a goal kick. Emerson is furious about that. He was certain that was a Chelsea corner as Robertson plays it out, and apparently Aspilicueta thinks the ball already went out, but it didn't. Kante now regains possession of the ball, comes off Fabinho and go out for a Chelsea throw-in. They'll take their time. Aspilicueta frustrated with some of these decisions from the linesman. Just take his time to take the throw-in. Just taking his time. Jorginho. Kovacic, quick burst of pace. Finds Pedro on the left hand side to Mason Mount. Finds overlapping Emerson. Tried to put a ball in anyway. Blocked by Gomez, and as Emerson will head it all the way back to Mason Mount on this left hand side. We'll have to go back to Jorginho, who'll go back again to Kurt Zouma, who's had a very solid game at centre back. Aspilicueta now tries to switch it over to Tammy Abraham, can't find him. Salah tries to go for the scrap of the ball, can't get it. As Kovacic comes out of it, finds the left hand side where Mason Mount is, tries to cut onto his right foot, tries to dink it in for Abraham. Van Dijk wins it before him, and Salah hooks it all the way back to Gomez, who'll have to clear this. Emerson. Kovacic finds a gap into Kante. Edge of the box, will have a strike on the right boot. Deflected. Corner kick. 1 minute left of the 90. Then we'll find out additional time. Can Chelsea nick a late winner and break Liverpool's hearts, where they had 2 chances of winning the trophy, Community Shield and the Super Cup, and they might blow. Both of them. In swinger. Into the box. It's dangerous. Kurt Zouma headed the ball over the bar. It's dangerous. He probably should have done a little bit better with that. Right across the face of goal. It's a great corner. A lot of curl on it. Goes to Kurt Zouma just 5 yards out. Or it might be Aspilicueta who ended up winning the header. But one of them, Kurt Zouma, yes, headed over the bar. Maybe could have done better with that, but was being pressured by many players. "15 seconds left of the 90. Chelsea regain possession, loses it again though. Comes off Firmino's thoughts again, can't control it. Out for a Chelsea throw-in the Liverpool half. 2 minutes of additional time, and I think we go straight to penalties. But again, I am not sure about that. Aspilicueta taking his time on the throw-in, plays it down the line to Pedro. He'll try and win a corner, can't, but puts in the box in the end. Dangerous ball where Mason Mount couldn't get on the end, and Gomez does. And Liverpool can push up. Salah tries to get him on the counter-attack. Stopped by Kovacic, and the foul was given with 90 seconds remaining of the game. Lampard will be very impressed with his team tonight. Just a lack of concentration for the first goal, which has cost them. But other than that, I think they've been probably the better team. Not by much, by small margins. As we've played back to Adrian. Van Dijk, will we see a last minute goal at the Vodafone Arena? Van Dijk, lovely ball switch to Salah on the right hand side. Gomez can't win the ball. As a foul is given, Gomez's shoe falls off. Not sure about that from the referee, but again, she's give it. It just seems every time the referee sees a player down injured or looks injured of some sort, she just gives it, but I think she did get it right that time. Gomez's shoe was also took off in the process of that foul as well. This is the last opportunity for Chelsea. "10 seconds left. This will be the last chance for Liverpool. Salah and Henderson are over it. It'll either be an in-swinger or an out-swinger. We've finished with the 2 minutes. It's an in-swinger from Henderson. Kante can head it away with the first man. Falls to Robertson. Tries to hook it back in towards Mane, who flicks it on to Salah at the back stick. Right-footed shot across goal. And it's cleared out for a Chelsea throw-in. Firmino tried to get on the end of it. As it is full time, it is Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. And I'm certain that now this will go to a penalty shootout. It'll be Kepa versus Adrian in the penalty shootout. But again, I'm not sure if it goes to extra time. But it ends 1-1. I'll let you know if there is extra time. Very close game. if there was to be a winner, they probably would have gone with Chelsea, as they did get 2 goals disallowed from offside. One from Pulisic in the first half, and obviously Mason Mount's left-footed finish into the bottom right corner was also disallowed. Obviously the players will get refreshed or whatever they need. The last time Chelsea were in the Super Cup, they went to a penalty shootout where Lukaku missed his penalty. Obviously then sent on loan to Everton. Again, we're just waiting for the game coverage to return. Looks like it'll go to an extra time period. It looks like an extra half an hour will be added, as I did check, and it does say it goes to extra time, but you never know these days with fitness. They might just want to call it short. But again, Kepa with that unbelievable double save on Salah and Van Dijk to pretty much keep this tie alive. We will be heading to extra time very soon. Will it go to penalties? We'll have to find out very soon. Unbelievable save though from Kepa to rebound it onto the crossbar. As Trent Alexander-Arnold is now coming into play. Andy Robertson is the one to be replaced. I just don't think they want him to be playing 120 minutes of football, so that's why they've swapped it there. I think this is the last thing both managers wanted, having to play an extra half an hour for a trophy that they may not care about as much, because now they've got to play an extra half an hour. They'll probably want to win this a little bit more, so this extra effort pays off. As Liverpool kick off for the first half of extra time, kicking left to right, Chelsea right to left. There's Pedro on the ball. Fantastic pass into Azpilicueta, surrounded by Chelsea players. Can Kante keep the ball on the right hand side, playing like a right winger? No, he can't. Fabinho tackles him. Kante can't win it back as Fabinho will play all the way back to Adrian, who has conceded 3 goals in this game. Technically, obviously 2 of them disallowed for offside, as Arnold with a poor pass or a poor touch looking for a player doesn't come off, and Chelsea have the ball. It's Kovacic. Tries to go past Salah, poor touch, goes out for a Liverpool throw in again. Arnold with poor touch there within the first minute of him coming on. But it's Van Dijk who will spray it out wide left to Gomez, who will now play left back, not right back. Van Dijk again, their line just a little deeper than what they usually play. Just inside their own half as Kurtzuma hooks it away with a left boot to Van Dijk, who will head it towards Azpilicueta, who can bring it down calmly, play a ball into Kante, pressured by Fabinho, but the first time pass to Jorginho allows him to find Mason Mount in behind, but it is intercepted by Matip with the head. Gomez, play back to Van Dijk, Fabinho, again trying to get out this Chelsea pressing phase. trying to get inside the Chelsea half. There's a poor pass from Arnold, puts Matip under pressure, but he deals with it well. And Wijnaldum can now find Joe Gomez, cuts in onto his right foot, shoots from the edge of the box. Save from Arrizabalaga from the shot. Gomez had the option of playing Mane in behind, but decided to go on his own, and shot deflected, and Arrizabalaga had that saved with comfort. Mason Mount working back, fantastic interception, who just plays it back to Kurt Zouma, who then plays it into Kepa, again just resetting, centre back spread, full backs get wide, looking for that ball, try and find their way through. Arrizabalaga goes far right, tries to find Tammy Abraham. Van Dijk heads it with ease, but out for a corner. Out for throw-in, sorry, not a corner. Gomez had a real good opportunity to play it into Mane in behind, but saw his name in flashing lights and decided to go for it. Tammy Abraham again tries to win that battle against Van Dijk, but if you gave an aerial duel, Tammy Abraham versus Van Dijk will be winning 99 of them for sure. Just can't quite get up there with Van Dijk. He's so muscular, so much strength in his arms. It's hard to win an aerial battle against him as he plays to Matip. Henderson back to Matip. Looking for a way through into Salah, first time passing to Arnold. He then goes back to Henderson just inside the Liverpool half again. They're not quite on the halfway line like they were against Liverpool. Got to remember Liverpool's pitch isn't quite as big as a lot of these big European grounds, like Besiktas Stadium here. Matip plays a ball out wide left to Mane, whose poor touch gives it away. Kante lets it roll for Jorginho, plays a ball into Abraham, touches it, turns nicely, sends Matip the wrong way into Kante, who will look out wide left, who can't quite find the pass as the referee nearly gets in the way, but just avoids any collision with the ball or players. And Kurt Zouma chases Salah down from a pass, and he plays it to Kepa, who can then play it to Tomori, who then keeps the ball, plays it back to Kepa just very calmly, keeping the ball. We've played 4 minutes of extra time. It is Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1. Kepa with the ball, just inside his own box, looking for that pass again. He'll switch it out wide to Azpilicueta, who's pushed high and wide, tries to flick it over Liverpool's man. He does, but doesn't find a Chelsea player. It's now Mane. Azpilicueta is out of position. He's a through ball into Firmino, far left hand side, has to put it back to Mane with a shot off the crossbar into the back of the net. What a finish. Mane at the double, and it's Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1. What an unbelievable finish from Sadio Mane. And it's a ball Azpilicueta caught out of possession after a switch from Kepa, and then it's a ball by Firmino. So Mane retreats the ball, plays the ball in behind. Firmino's onside. Tomori, I think, is the one who's playing him onside, or Kurt Zouma. Pulls it back to Mane. Right footed strike, 15 yards out on the right foot. Just caresses it into that top right corner. Comes off the underside of the bar and into the bottom corner. It is Liverpool 2, the Champions League winners 2. The Europa League winners in Chelsea 1. You wouldn't think this would be the scoreline after some of the chances Chelsea have had in this game, despite scoring 2 goals. Already both being disallowed as they have to restart again. 95th minute goal for Mane. Can't say it's undeserved, but again, you know, Chelsea may deserve it more, but again, Liverpool haven't played bad to not deserve it. Chelsea have just been at the top of their game, which might not be able to compete with Liverpool's game. Unbelievable finish from Mane as he has the ball now on the left hand side. Slows down completely, finds Firmino, who's just dropped very deep. Tries to find an over the top ball to Salah, who gets there ahead of Emerson, but Kurt Zouma clears up where Emerson can also just put that even further away. Kovacic now just in the Chelsea half. Kante, Jorginho into Kante, still can't get out of their own half. Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1. 2 Mane goals is the difference here. Giroud was the one who put Chelsea ahead. You could see another goal here as Ross Barkley is getting ready to come on at the bottom of the picture, as it is Pedro on this right hand side. Poor clearance from Gomez. Pedro finds an overlapping Azpilicueta, puts a ball in the box on the ground. Gomez just puts a foot out and can just get it away. As it's Tomori versus Firmino. Shows great acceleration, burst of pace, and wins the ball very comfortably. Plays it to Arrizabalaga. Kurt Zouma. Jorginho out to turn, no real pressure on him. Still in his own half though. And now he finds Abraham. Too slow on the ball, but just keeps possession somehow. Fabinho tried to nick it off him. Kante. Jorginho. Emerson out wide left. To Kovacic. To Jorginho. Right foot through ball into Tammy Abraham. He's got him behind. He's past Van Dijk. Left footed shot. Saved by the leg of Adrian. Comes out. Mason Mount tries to close it down. Matip clears to Henderson. And Tammy Abraham got in front of Van Dijk. Tries to put a shot into the bottom right corner with his left foot. But a great save with the leg of Adrian. Keeps it at 2-1 in the 98th minute. Jorginho tries to find a through ball to Pedro. Finds him against Gomez. He tries to get back. Puts it in the box. Adrian comes out. It's a penalty given. Abraham got there ahead of Adrian. Looks like he got the ball, Tammy Abraham, and Adrian didn't. And it is a penalty. I'm sure VAR will be used here. I'm not sure. So the ball was put in from Pedro. Abraham got there first. Just a minimal contact by Adrian. I still think that might be a penalty. Tammy Abraham got there ahead of Adrian. No need for Adrian really to come out there. He was nearly on the byline of the goal. Wasn't really right in the middle. Rushed out. Abraham got there first. I think the penalty will be awarded. Very minimal contact from Adrian, but it's still contact nonetheless. Didn't get the ball. Just hit his right foot. It looks like Tammy Abraham's a bit theatrical there, but I think his knee just gets stuck in the grass. And it will be a penalty. Adrian, not the best of debuts so far. Conceded 3 goals. Looking for him. 2 of them, his first team debut where he starts. Jorginho will take the penalty. Minimal contact, but there was contact nonetheless. 100th minute. Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1. Can Jorginho get them back in the game? From 12 yards. Apologies about that. My streaming program just closed down for a second. Apologies, but Jorginho did slot it to the right hand side. Adrian went the wrong way, and it is Liverpool 2, Chelsea 2. Massive apologies about that. My streaming app just closed down just for a few seconds, just disconnected. But it is Liverpool 2, Chelsea 2. As Jorginho did slot away the penalty. Kovacic has come off now for Barkley, who finally was given the opportunity to come onto the pitch. Sorry about that. As soon as the penalty was taken, it decides to crash. But it is 2-2, slotted away in Jorginho style with that style of penalty he has. He had a penalty saved in the League Cup final last year. This year he has it converted. Again, apologies about that. When my setup is upgraded in a week's time, that shouldn't be happening. It's a great switch from Mason Mount, but he can't control it. As it's a foul given away from Mason Mount. Not sure that was an intentional foul, as a referee may have got that one wrong with Lampard complaining him. Not sure he quite meant that. Divock Origi will come on. Mane will be the one who gets replaced. Again, apologies for the stopping stream for a second. Unfortunate when that decided to happen right before the penalty was taken. That hasn't happened yet, thankfully, but at least now I know that may occur. But when I get my setup upgraded in about a week's time, that should not be happening at all, as Mane is replacing the 103rd minute. There's a long ball to Divock Origi. In space, can he find it? No, Aspilicueta gets there first. He can then avoid the corner and puts it out for a throw-in right near the corner flag to Liverpool. Hopefully Divock Origi can give him that burst of pace. Virgil van Dijk, Fabinho, Van Dijk. So disappointed how the stream decided to cut out when the penalty was about to be taken. That was out of my control, unfortunately, because it said for me the stream was offline, and I'm presuming that happened for everyone else as well. As it's Ross Barkley, full of pace, finds Kante, completes the 1-2 with Barkley back on the ball, plays the ball into Pedro, looks offside, but he's played onside. His ball across the box, Tammy Abraham gets a foot on it and puts it wide of the post. What a chance for Tammy Abraham to get his first goal for this season. Pedro puts it across goal past Adrian, gets there ahead of Arnold, just whiskers past the left hand side post, and Liverpool get away with another one. Big chance there, not taken by Abraham. As Matip's playing out from the back, has to go back to Adrian. Aspilicueta has to go back to Kepa after the ball bounces off Origi. Ball cleared from Kepa onto Van Dijk's head, who finds Salah, Fabinho, into Wijnaldum, pushed off the ball by Kante, foul given, 2 hands on the back. Quick free kick taken. Fabinho out wide left to Origi, who we know is right-footed. Tries to play ball into Mori, intercepts and can give the ball to Kante. 2 minutes added on to the 105 that we have already played. Kepa with the ball in the 6-yard box, just clears that wide right all the way to Van Dijk, who can clear it with the left foot down the line to Gini Wijnaldum. Great control by Origi, left-footed ball in. Jorginho heads away, back to Origi just near the corner flag against Aspilicueta. Goes with another left-footed cross behind Kepa, but a good defensive header from Emerson gives Liverpool a corner. Left-footed dink went over Kepa. Thankfully for Chelsea, Emerson was just in front of the ball, as this is the big chance just before the half-time of extra time. Trent Alexander-Arnold will take it. Outswinger all the way to the back stick, where Salah has had to go all the way near to retreat it so he doesn't go out for a throw-in. Goes to the edge of the box. Gomez back in the box to the back stick. Kazum with the header, not convincing. Kepa collects though. 40 seconds left of the half, or 45 seconds of the half left. 2 goals have been scored. 1 from Mane and 1 from Jorginho from the penalty spot. Matip will retrieve the ball, has to go all the way back, and just plays it back to Van Dijk, just having to push, try and get into the Chelsea half, and they do. Gomez loses the ball. Aspilicueta can play calm pass into Kante. He loses the ball to Gomez, who retreats possession after losing it. Firmino, Henderson, poor ball into Fabinho, and Barkley can take it. It's a 2v2. Henderson can't get back. Barkley, can he make the right decision? Tries to burst past Matip. Good defending on the right hand side. Liverpool's defensive left, and he plays it out with his left foot, and that is half time of extra time. It's Liverpool 2, Chelsea 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll have a restart in a few minutes time. I'll be back in a few minutes. Liverpool 2, Chelsea 2. So the second half of extra time has just kicked off. Chelsea kick it off, kicking left to right, as Jorginho scored his penalty 6 minutes after Mane put Liverpool ahead in extra time. Van Dijk has the ball. Long ball over to Divock Origi, falls straight into the hands of Kepa. Just lays it out on the ground, and we'll play it to Abraham, who can only flick it on to Gomez in the left back position. Henderson switches it out to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Mason Mount wins it and will burst away with it on the left hand side. Caught up by Arnold. Can he keep the ball? Tries to burst past him again. Falls over. Fouled by Arnold. Great work from Mason Mount on Alexander-Arnold. Wins the foul. Wins the free kick in a dangerous area. And Arnold picks up a yellow card. Very good work from Mason Mount winning that free kick. I'm going to put a poll in the top right of who will win. That'll be coming in the top right of your screen on a little I button in just 1 second, as Salah is in behind. Stopped by Kante, but keeps the ball ahead of Jorginho and Barkley. So there should be a card coming up very soon. In the right hand side, who will win? Let me know. Vote Liverpool or Chelsea. There's Alexander-Arnold. Played back to Matip. Fabinho. Arnold. Poor pass. Can only find Barkley in the opposite shirt of blue. Fabinho wins it back. Wijnaldum. Henderson. Looking for that pass. Has to go around in a 360 circle. Finds Alexander Arnold. Fabinho. Back into Matip. Virgil van Dijk on the halfway line. Sorry if there is any buffering in the stream of any sort, I do apologise. Again, setup not as high quality as I would like, as it's Matip on the edge of the box, comes into the box, far right hand side, pulls it back for Wijnaldum, poor heavy touch, and it's out for a goal kick. Yeah, sorry for any buffering that is occurring. Yeah, apologies for any buffering. Just a Kepa Arrizabalaga goal kick for now. There's not much I can do about it. The ball is played from Kepa to Abraham. A tussle with Van Dijk, which he wins a free kick from Abraham. Van Dijk wins the header from the quick free kick from Kante. Put the retreat possession Chelsea. But Tomori with a poor pass means Gino Wijnaldum can find Salah, but not as far as Zuma. Emerson wins the flick on of the header. It's into Mason Mount on this left hand side, can't get past Fabinho, who will come out with the ball and think it out wide right to Trent Alexander-Arnold, who will then play it to Matip, who will then go back to Fabinho, who will just dribble out the ball, who will find Van Dijk. 110 minutes played, Liverpool 2, Chelsea 2. Van Dijk over to his centre-back partner Matip. Arnold dinks over to the far right hand side of Wijnaldum, so far out, so far wide, it's gone out for a throw-in. Quick throw-in taken, Emerson. Dance left hand side, plays it in the middle to Mason Mount, can't quite retrieve the ball. Henderson in the middle of the park has to hook it over to Salah, intercepted by Kurt Zouma. Only as far as Arnold, who plays a nice ball over to Origi, but Aspilicueta can win the ball. Tomori just clears it with the left boot, just all the way back over to Van Dijk. It's like a game of longies at the minute. Virgil van Dijk. Play out to Gomez where he's got a bit of space. Tackled by Pedro, who's always given 100% effort and wins it and keeps the ball in play and gives it to Jorginho, who can now get Liverpool on the cosh with a Chelsea counter-attack. Kante on this right hand side looking for options to play the ball. No one around him, has to play it all the way back towards Pedro. Play all the way back to Kepa. Salah retrieves the ball, but then loses it again. Emerson now for Chelsea. Into Barkley. Jorginho playing a bit deeper, switches out wide right to Aspilicueta. Asks a lot of him. Just keeps it in the Chelsea half. Plays it down the line to Pedro, who can keep it despite pressure from Gomez, who then retrieves the ball from Kante from the 1-2 and then plays back to Tomori. a ball over the top to Abraham on the left hand side here, just inside the box on the left. Lays it off. Mason Mount with the right foot strike to the top corner. It's a great save from Adrian. And it's hooked away from Van Dijk, not convincingly though, as it will go out for... It won't go out for anything. Abraham keeps it in, decides to not go with the throw-in. Emerson, great strike though from Mason Mount. Great save from Adrian to save on the top right corner. Jorginho, Kante in the middle. Pedro, who's drifted into their middle, takes on two. Great strike! Oh, just past the post. Just outside the box, 20 yards out on the right boot. Tries to curl it into that bottom right corner. Or more place it into the bottom right corner. Just goes past the post. Great right-handed save from Adrian from that Mason Mount shot that was just on the line of the penalty area. And then a great strike from Pedro here. Just about, I'd say about 22 yards out, 20 yards out. Just a whisker past the post to spare for Frank Lampard and his bench. 6 minutes to go. It is Liverpool 2, Chelsea 2. Very close Super Cup final. Could say Chelsea deserve it of how many goals they've scored despite being disallowed. Kante has the ball now, can switch out wide to Emerson. He's got loads of space on this left hand side. Doesn't quite have the energy to use it to his full advantage, but shoots deflected off Alexander-Arnold for a corner. It's going to be on the Chelsea's attacking left, that corner. Corner will be taken. In swinger. Ross Barkley headed away from Joel Matip. Kante. Azpilicueta, Pedro, back to Azpilicueta, into Pedro again. And Pedro wins the foul. Linesman flagged that on Firmino. Yeah, Firmino tried to win the ball. Maybe got it, but took the player out at the same time. It's a dangerous position, this on the right hand side for Mason Mount to put an in-swinging ball in. Puts a ball in. Zuma tries to head it, but it is offside anyway. 4 minutes to play, plus added on time. Zuma's had I think he's had 3 heading chances and failed to take any of them. That's now Joe Gomez to Divock Origi. Shrugs off Azpilicueta's pressure. Tries to play for Firmino. Intercepted, and Azpilicueta can win the ball. Kante now shrugs off one, plays back to Tomori. Takes a touch. Goes out wide right to Jorginho. Kepa with the ball. Clears it towards Mason Mount. Arnold comes out the winner, but his touch goes all the way over to the far right of Pedro, who do a left-footed diagonal pass to Mason Mount. It's a great pass as well. He's able to keep it in. Gets onto his right foot. Lays it off for Emerson, who overlapped. Ball into the box. High and over everyone. And it's even gone out for a throw-in. 3 minutes to go. 2-2. Throw in here, Gomez will take. Still not taking it yet, and now he does. Goes long, Azpilicueta will win the header. Comes out to Pedro, flick it past Van Dijk, keeps the ball. To Mason Mount, shot from the edge of the box, hit, parried from Adrian. Abraham wins the rebound, but it goes over the bar, but it was offside anyway, but the goal kick will be taken instead. Mason Mounts on the edge of the box on his right foot, got the shot away. Save from the keeper, not convincing at all, but Abraham was indeed offside. So now Van Dijk will play a long diagonal switch over to Salah. Emerson wins the header. My man of the match for this game, as it's a draw, I'll give one for both team. Liverpool man of the match, got to be Sadio Mane, both goals, second goal with a lot of class, involved with a right footed strike. And for Chelsea, there's been a lot of contenders, Pedro, Emerson, great games, but I'm going to have to give it to Kante. His energy, his work rate, the way he just nicks the ball and then just keeps running despite so many players around him, he will definitely be man of the match for Chelsea. As Barkley's fouled just inside the Chelsea half for a free kick. Got a minute left until we hit the 120th minute. Then he'll go to penalties. It goes to Kepa. Plays it long, looking for Abraham against Van Dijk. Van Dijk wins it once again, but can only head it as far as Pedro. Van Dijk's headers haven't been great today. He's won every single one, but the direction of them has been off, always landing to a Chelsea player all the time. Kante plays a good one too. Jorginho tries to play in behind. Tammy Abraham mistimes the pass and the run, and it goes straight to Adrian. He'll do a massive throw long to Firmino. Into Wijnaldum, tries to play it out wide right to Salah. He'll just play it back to Alexander-Arnold. Fabinho's gone down with cramp. Van Dijk having to do the good old tactic of the legs up, pushing them down against Fabinho. This will not be good for Liverpool or Chelsea in terms of fitness for the upcoming games. This will take a lot out of them. 420 minutes of pressing. Fabinho receiving treatment as Alexander-Arnold has to kick it out. As the referee will blow full time as Fabinho is getting treated for cramp. And it will go to penalties. Referee blows up. Saw no time was needed to be added on at the end. And it ends Liverpool 2, Chelsea 2. Mane with a goal in the 48th minute and the 95th. Giroud with a goal in the 36th minute and a penalty that's conceded by Adrian in the 101st. Let me know who you think will win this penalty shootout. Put it in the chat below. With that foul on Tammy Abraham from Adrian for the penalty. Sorry about that. It was very, very minimal contact. Showing slow-mo replay. Not sure if that was penalty for me. Adrian does not get the ball, but I think grazes Abraham's leg. Not sure. That's a penalty for me. Again, VAR being used and not being used successfully. Yes, Adrian doesn't get the ball, but he grazes Tammy Abraham's legs. So not enough for a penalty for me. Adrian getting advised where certain players might go for penalties. Chelsea, Liverpool gathered in a team huddle, ready to decide who takes which penalty. Fabinho still in the same area of the pitch where he went down injured right before the ref blew for full time of extra time. Still in the same place getting treatment. The captains will go over to decide which end of the pitch they're taking them at and who's going first. Obviously, Chelsea have already scored a penalty in this game with Jorginho. Very controversial penalty. I'm not sure there was enough contact on Tammy Abraham from Adrian to bring him down. But again, VAR doing what it does best, causing more controversy. Adrian, can he go from the villain to a hero for Liverpool? In this penalty shootout, they're still just deciding who goes where and waited for Fabinho to go off the pitch. As he's still being treated with that, I don't even think it's cramp anymore. It looks a lot worse than cramp. He might be pulled muscle. Thank you to everyone who stayed on the stream for 2 hours and 39 minutes. Sorry for the problem that we had at the penalty where my stream decided to just stop for a few minutes. Firmino's back on his feet. Not sure if he's a penalty taker for Liverpool, but I don't know if he'll have the leg strength. Cause that's it. That injury looked pretty serious, or that pulled muscle, or that, if that was bad cramp, then I don't think he should be taking a penalty. He was treated for a while down there. Great game for the neutrals. Some of the Besiktas fans that have decided to come to the game tonight. Spanish keeper versus Spanish keeper. Adrian and Kepa Arrizabalaga. Now we're taking it towards the end of where the Chelsea fans are surrounded in the corner of that end. It looks like a lot more Liverpool fans have decided to travel for the game than Chelsea fans. But it is near the end where Chelsea are most populated, but there is Liverpool fans behind the goal as well, as Firmino will be taking the first penalty for Liverpool and have the shootout. Big pressure from 12 yards out. Firmino will strike on the right foot. Can he slot it home? Takes his time. Run up. Goes left. Scores. Keeper sent the wrong way. Kepa's gone the wrong way. He goes to his left. Firmino goes to the keeper's right. Slots it home. Perfect penalty. And it is 1-0 Liverpool. Obviously they lost their penalty shootout against City in the Community Shield. They'll want to redeem themselves now. As Jorginho, the one who scored the penalty in the game, can he copy what he did in the game and score again? It's risky taking 2 penalties in one game, but Jorginho will do it. Does he run up? Goes left, same as Firmino. Scores. Goes the other way of where he went for his penalty in the game. Very good penalty indeed. Just slots it into the bottom left corner. Adrian had gone the wrong way. As Willy Caballero celebrates with a lot of passion as Chelsea slots that home. Fabinho will take a penalty. I know he is known for taking penalties, but I didn't think he'd be able to take one due to the bad cramp he got. Not a long run up, quite a short run up. Again, right footed, goes right, perfect penalty into the bottom right corner. Kepa left, stood rooted to the spot. So it's a perfect penalty. Kepa would have got nowhere near that even if he tried. And it is Liverpool 2, Chelsea 1 on the penalties. Who will be next? It is Ross Barkley, the man who signed from Everton. Again, right-footed. All 4 first penalties have been taken by right-footed players. Ross Barkley, can he save? Goes right, scores. Adrian very close, goes the right way, but puts it into the top right corner. Great penalty, 2-2. Divock Origi up next for Liverpool. Perfect penalty by Ross Barkley. Keeper did go the right way, but was so far into the top right corner that he could not save it if he tried. Divock Origi. It's a long walk. Kepa walking up to him. Referee telling him to walk back. Stay away from him. Divock Origi, right footed again. Can Kepa save? He goes bottom left. Kepa gets a hand on it, but it goes underneath him. And it's a penalty goal for Liverpool. Liverpool 3, Chelsea 2 on penalties. Goes bottom left. Not the greatest of penalties. Kepa gets a right hand on it, but just goes right underneath him and goes in. Very lucky for Origi, but he won't mind. Who is it now? It's the youngster. It's Mason Mount. He got his goal in the game, but it was disallowed for offside. Will he score in the shootout? Right-footed again. Goes left. Scores. Top left. Adrian did go the right way, but couldn't get anywhere near the penalty, as it is a class penalty from Mason Mount. Top right, near the roof of the net. Great penalty. Who will be next for Liverpool? It looks like Trent Alexander-Arnold will take it. Again, right-footed, no left-footed players as of yet. Liverpool will not want to lose another final on penalties in a matter of weeks. Arnold will take it. Kepa bouncing on his line. Can he save it? Arnold goes left again. Another hand to it for Arrizabalaga. And he just goes in again. Again, it's very similar to Origi's, similar placement. Kepa got a hand to it, but just couldn't push it past the post. Pushes right into the bottom corner instead. So unlucky. And Emerson will be taken now for Chelsea. Chelsea will feel so disappointed if they don't come out winners in this game, despite Kepa being so close to saving 2 penalties and the fact that they had to score 2 goals in the game. Chelsea were both disallowed for offside. Emerson, left-footed player, the first left-footed player, will be the one who misses. Emerson will go to the right, sort of down the middle, but he gets it through Adrian's leg, and it's Liverpool 4, Chelsea 4 on the penalties. No, straight down the middle, not even anywhere near the right. Adrian gets it the wrong way. Straight down the middle from the camera angle. Sometimes it looks like it goes sort of to the right, but that was straight down the middle. Confident penalty, and it's written to be Mo Salah takes the last penalty for Liverpool. I think they would have liked it to be settled for him to win it for them, but he's going to have to score it to keep them in it, as he needs to score. Liverpool or Chelsea have a big chance of winning it. Mo Salah, second left-footed player back-to-back, takes it, bottom left. Again, good penalty from Salah. Goal for Liverpool. Again, that might be sort of down the middle. Yeah, it's in between the bottom left corner and down the middle. A lot of pace on it. Kepa went the wrong way. Bottom left. Good penalty from Mo Salah. Liverpool can win it if Adrian saves. It's a must-score penalty for Tammy Abraham. Adrian getting told to go back on his line. Tammy Abraham will take right-footed penalty. He has to score, or Liverpool will win the Super Cup. Looks focused. Tammy Abraham, eyes on the ball, looks up, shoots. Adrian saves. It's a very poor penalty, and Liverpool win the Super Cup. It is a Jurgen Klopp, very passionate celebrations. Sprints right onto the pitch. You can see how much they wanted to win this, especially after going into extra time. It's a poor penalty from Tammy Abraham, straight down the middle, stretched leg for Adrian, and that is it. It will end Liverpool 2, Chelsea 2 after extra time. Liverpool 5, Chelsea 4 on penalties. Chelsea fans are just so disappointed after Kepa got so close to saving 2 of the penalties, and then Tammy Abraham just tries to go down the middle. Adrian goes to the left, but a right foot stopped it from going in. Both feet of Adrian's were off the line, but I don't think it'll be checked. Jurgen Klopp probably hasn't run as quick or as far as he just did for many years. Obviously meant quite a bit to him so he could get another trophy in the bag for him, because obviously that's what he has commented on the most, how many trophies he's won. Literally gallops over to Adrian, full pace, gets there before a lot of the players as well. Tammy Abraham, poor penalty, be disappointed, won't want to look back on that. That just reminds me of when Lukaku, similar to Abraham, came back on loan from West Brom. He's just come back on loan from Aston Villa, trying to make a name for himself. And Lukaku also missed a penalty in the shootout they had in their last Super Cup game. It seems like a carbon copy of that exact event that I mentioned before. But Liverpool come out victorious in the Super Cup. Adrian recovers from that mistake he made in the second half, in the first half of extra time, where he gave away that penalty from Abraham. It's another disappointing game for Lampard, because he definitely feels like he probably should have won that game. But it's disappointment for Chelsea. But Liverpool get another European Cup once again. Not quite the Champions League, but it is the Super Cup. But that'll be it for now, as their name gets engraved on the trophy. I hope you enjoyed the commentary. Not sure when the next one will be, but I hope you enjoy. Make sure you subscribe, follow the Instagram that is on the page, and I'll see you for the next commentary.